Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to an episode of Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling, where no one is safe. And this is your host, Christopher Cage. And I've got a special guest with me tonight, fans. And I know this guest, he's been on my other show several times. I'm going to start off, I'm going to introduce him. Welcome, fans, Chris Vaughn. Chris Vaughn, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Cage. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, even though everybody likes to call me the genetic jerk-off, genetic jackass, whatever, but I'm doing great.
Well, other than me, I like calling you the genetic dumbass, but you know.
Yeah, well, anyways. That being said, Chris, you know why you're here. This is an open... I'm going to let you start off. If you got any problem with anybody, anything in this business, I'm going to give you the open forum right now to talk about it. This is a shoot interview. But first, Chris, tell our fans a little bit about Chris Vaughn.
All right, that's cool. Well, I had an old friend of mine that got me started, and we didn't have a ring at first. And I can go ahead and tell you, trying to bump on the ground is hard as shit. It makes you respect that ring a whole lot more. And I see plenty of rookies come in, and they're so scared to take that bump. I mean, they're in the middle of that ring. They don't want to learn that bump. Oh, man, that's what's going to hurt. I tell them straight out, take something on the ground. That's how I learned it at first, and it didn't feel worth a damn. It makes you respect that ring, and that ring feels a whole lot softer once you've done bumped on that ground and then in the ring. Plus, it actually prepares you for if you get thrown out of the ring, you don't try to be a dumbass and catch yourself because you're not properly trained. You can take that bump on that floor and still get up and won't feel it. But he got me hooked up. And then he got me introduced to a few folks, and that's when I started messing around in the ring and started working out with some guys. And then I met the great Manny Fernandez, who you better do what he tells you. You don't want to feel disappointed in that. And I ain't going to say no more about that because I know he still does training. And if anybody's looking to train under him, you better listen to him is all I'm going to tell you. Don't mess up. Just listen to him.
All right, well, Chris, I'm sorry, I forgot to give out the number because I do know that you do want fans to call.
Well, yeah, I was going to remind you of that, Cage, at the end of my little thing here for you to tell people if they want to call. I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay, well, that number, fans, tonight is 718-766-4865. And, Chris, we're going to start off, and I think I know this number. We do have a caller. I'm going to let him come on. And this guy is none other than the Outlaw Brian Black. Outlaw Brian Black, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just kicking back out here in Arkansas. Loving life and loving the weather.
All right, well, Brian, this is all about Chris tonight. But do you have any questions for Mr. Vaughn, or would you like to wait for a little bit later into the show to ask him any?
Oh, I'll let him get warmed up before I start tearing him up. So you go ahead and get him a little bit warmed up before I scare him.
All righty, Brian. Well, Chris, I told you this is an open forum. If you have any problem with anybody, I was going to give you that time. I'm going to ask you one quick question. I want to get your thoughts on rookies. I asked this question last night on my roundtable, and you weren't there, so I'm going to ask you. I want to get your thoughts about rookies and interview time, specifically shoot interviews. Should a rookie be allowed to have a shoot interview?
Personally, no, because a rookie, a greenhorn, whatever you want to call them, don't know shit about the business yet, let alone interviews. You know how long it took me before I got on a mic? Before they would even want to put a mic in my hand, and I was scared to death when they did. It took me just 2-3 years. And they were like, oh, hey, we need you to go out and do an interview. Now I'm like, what? And they just shot this shit on me probably 20 minutes before I had to go out and do it. And I wasn't prepared for it. But I had to sit down and, I talked to a few guys, and they was like, okay, Dad, this is, this is how you need to do it, blah, 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 and went over a few things. But as far as a rookie-wise goes, who's not used to being out in front of that crowd, when they get out in the crowd, it's hard for them to entertain that crowd because they don't know how to work that crowd. There's no way in hell they're going to work a crowd on a microphone. It's one thing to holler at the crowd or look over at somebody and say something just for them and maybe 2 other people to hear it, but it's another when the whole arena hears it. And no, they don't need to be doing no kind of shoot interviews because the only shoot interviews that these little shitheads can do is on people who've done told them, hey, you're not worth a damn or whatever, you need to go back to training. And all they can do is, to me, it's not an interview. They're being a fucking crybaby. They're going to cry about, oh, this was said this about me. Who the hell cares? It's not an interview. You know what I mean? They pretty much was probably telling you the truth. 9 out of 10, if a veteran tells you something, and if it hurts your feelings, you need to buy a ticket and get the hell up out of this business because we hurt fans' feelings all the time, and a lot of us don't mean to, but you got some of those asshole wrestlers that will, but they can work off of it. It happens. But as far as doing an interview and or a shoot interview on somebody, they're too green in the business, and that's where they start burning bridges at, and that's where they really need to keep their mouth shut.
All righty. Well, Chris, thanks for that. Well, I got another one. Had you on a round table, not last night, but a week ago. And on that round table, we asked a question about backyarders, and you had said that they're nothing but jobbers. Do you care to explain yourself? Because, that was the most controversial question asked that night. I'm going to give the man that created the controversy the chance to explain himself.
Okay, but before I do, I want to make a point.
Okay.
Try to get a rookie to start some kind of controversy like that. That answers your first question again. They don't need a mic. They don't need an interview. Okay, second. There's a lot of things about backyarders / to me, jobbers, who I see that it's kind of a little messed up situation. Jay Eagle said it the other night himself, and it's true. If you go into a company, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, if you're worth a shit or you're halfway, if you're halfway good at shit, okay, you're halfway there, you're going to get somebody or 2 or 3 guys that's going to take you under their wing. They're going to show you something. And all you got to do is keep your damn mouth shut and learn it. And you're going to work your way up. You'll get title shots. You'll get titles. Problem is, backyarders from jobbers have worked their way up. They know how to take the bumps. They know how to work to a certain degree. But they're not good enough to hold a title. They go out and create these other little companies so they can hold a title and say, hell yeah, we can train people now. And the guys they train suck so bad, but yet their ego is boosted up so high. They come in, 2 weeks later, they're like, hell, I done earned my stripes. I got my ass whooped 2 weeks in a row. Give me a title. It doesn't work that way. Hell, I wrestled 3 freaking years, losing damn near every single match. I may have won 1 or 2 in between somewhere or another, but it's something I don't remember. And even title shots before I even won a title. But yet you got those guys like that. To me, whenever a guy comes up to you and he's in his, say, mid-20s, and he goes, you know what, man, I started this company in the backyard, I started that company in the backyard, and we all backyard companies here, so I'm a pro wrestler. There's your backyard. When you got guys who's actually went somewhere and wrestled for promotions, but they couldn't make the high card, hell, they couldn't even make a champion or a decent worker who was actually a superstar in that company look good, so therefore they never got put over. So they get pissed off and feel they should have after so many years. There's your jobber. They go and start their own little company. The problem is they got the ego. Okay, the jobbers have the ego, and they go into these guys, start building a backyard company, and the guys they try to bring in to train ain't nothing but backyarders, point blank. And the egos are the only thing that's built in the fucking backyard company by these little bullshit jobbers. That's all. That's the difference. My thing I was saying, I didn't say they had jobbers wrestling for them. I said the ones that started these companies are jobbers. The ones that actually working for them, you got some very decent workers who's made some very stupid-ass mistakes. Okay? I want them to take that from that and hear what I just said. Stupid-ass mistakes. It doesn't matter if that's your buddy running that company. If your buddy ain't worth a fuck, you don't need to put your name on that card to go over there. Because you're not going to help that company, point blank. Because they got people who ain't nothing but backyarders. You got them that's actually, I've seen this. They have tattooed this shit on them. Or who is that? Oh, this is a company that this dude run down his backyard. Oh, really? What other backyard did he pay to go into? You know, that's their vineyards. It's backyard. I'm sorry, it's backyard wrestling. Why the fuck you want to advertise about tattooing it on your stupid ass? Okay? There's your big difference, though. And the point I was going to make until the controversy started, and hell, you know me, I love some controversy, so I just let it roll. But that's it. That's all it is. The jobbers have just started their own little companies, but the little guys they're bringing in, they're picking out these little backyard companies who is wrestling with ropes, real bull ropes, you know, tied up around some trees with some mattresses that their parents don't want no more because they done fucking on it so much and got them stained up. They don't want to clean them, so they just snatch them out in the yard and wrap on the phone, bitches, and call themselves a superstar. So they say, yeah, you come on in here. It's the jobbers run the company who's bringing in backyarders. And the only thing they build on these backyarders is egos. You're a superstar. When they can't even spell superstar.
All righty, well, that's very well put there, Chris, and thank you for clearing up the controversy. Well, I've got one question, one huge question, and I'm going to ask this on part 4 of the roundtable, but I'm going to ask you tonight. The one question is, your thoughts on people saying that since you're not in the WWE, TNA, or Ring of Honor, that you're a semi-pro wrestler, not a pro wrestler. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, damn, that's a good question. I'm going to have to wait till the round to answer that and do a little follow-up on it. Because if you don't know the truth about it, all the years I've been in this, I still don't call myself a pro. But I think when not all guys, not everybody, but when you get certain little guys in there who's got that ego on them, they go in and wrestle one match, all of a sudden they want to call themselves a pro wrestler. Hell, I've seen them do it in the backyard, you know, and post on their Facebook shit. I'm a pro wrestler. Come and see me at my buddy's house in the backyard this week. You know, you're not a pro. Semi-pro. I don't really know how to classify that as a semi-pro. Me personally, okay, let me ask you one, okay?
Okay.
You played baseball in college, high school. You go to a minor league baseball team. They call that semi-pro. Right?
Right.
So therefore, once you make it to the major leagues, then you're a pro, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Here's my answer to your question. If you're not wrestling for a semi-pro team who is owned by WWE, TNA, ROH, who are there affiliated with, they're steady coming in picking talent out of that company. If you do not wrestle for that company, your ass ain't semi-pro. You're just a wrestler. That's it. If you got an every single day job that you got to go to because wrestling's not paying your bills, your ass ain't no pro or semi-pro. Now, Ohio Valley Wrestling, okay? That was WWE. I think they're with TNA now or some shit. I don't know how that works. All I know is they're semi-pro. Guys go in there, they get their bodies built, they get names for themselves, they get paid. And they get paid good to pay their bills, and their ass ain't even on national TV. They're only on their local TV stations wherever they go, or whatever region they're in. That's it. That's semi-pro. When your ass can't even buy a cable spot on cable TV in your area and you run it every week, but yet you don't talk to Vince McMahon or anybody in talent relations for TNA, WWE, or ROH, these people don't even know your ass exists. I'm sorry you're not semi-pro or a pro.
Okay, well, that was very well put. Well, I'm going to jump over. I'm going to ask Brian Black if he has any questions. since I kind of got you warmed up here, Brian, do you have any questions? Well, I think that we lost Brian Black. Maybe we did.
You know what's real damn funny about that? Every single damn show I'm on with you and Brian Black, we always lose him for some reason. I know what he's probably going to say. But let me just pretty much really answer it for him. And ain't nobody putting him to sleep. They pretty much making some good points. So his ass will take his notes trying to figure out how he can get better.
Okay. Well, let me ask your thoughts about Brian Black. What's your thoughts on Brian Black as a person? Since I do know that you come with your guys from South Carolina when they come out here to work at his show in Arkansas.
Fuck Brian Black. He ain't shit to me. I'm just picking. I actually like the guy. I think he did pretty good. He put on a pretty good show. He had some pretty good talent there. He had some decent talent there. All the guys, were nice and everything in the locker room. That's something I've seen and haven't seen in years. But I actually did like Brian. I do like Brian. I'd bring my guys back out there in a heartbeat.
Okay, well, I do want to let you know that Brian Black has rejoined us. So, Brian Black, do you have any questions for Chris Vaughn?
Oh no, I was about ready to come through the phone when he started cussing me. I thought I treated him like family, but heck, we know how that works.
Did I cuss you, or you just misunderstood what I said?
No,
you cussed me at first, and then you corrected yourself, just giving me a hard time.
Oh! I forget that the air is a lot thinner out there in Arkansas. It was just a joke, Brian.
Well, Brian, I'm going to give you a chance to ask him a couple of questions. I don't know if you heard my last question that I asked him, because I think we lost you somewhere there, but if you heard it, good. If not, then you get to hear it again come next Wednesday. But any questions you got for Chris Vaughn?
I want to know, in his own personal opinion, I heard his speech about, professional wrestlers and all that stuff, and I got my own opinion on it. But I want to know about his feeling towards South Carolina Wrestling Organization.
Or the organization, or people in South Carolina wrestling in general?
No, the wrestling organization. We got like
all kind of wrestling. Oh, so you mean the ones out of Greenwood?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my own personal opinion about it is I think they got the talent. I just don't think they put it to good use. And what I mean by that is talent-wise in their head. A lot of the guys that is behind the scenes and running, and I kind of do know them. When I do run into them every now and again, they act like fucking assholes towards me, but, it's fine with me. I can care the hell less because I guess they think I'm on one certain team. The only team I'm really on is my own. And even next time you talk to Mr. Tyler Cole, you can ask him that. I'm pro-choice. I can give a fuck less about anybody else. And this business is very hard to earn respect. When you do, you got it. I've been earning a lot of respect in this business. So if these guys don't like me, don't want to speak to me, I don't give a fuck. They won't meet me in the middle of the ring because I can out-wrestle their ass. Doesn't bother me. I ain't putting a challenge out there. I'm really not. But a lot of shit they say has pissed me off in the past, and I have let that get to me. But I've come to learn. Words can't hurt you. Actions speak louder than words. Hell, get in the ring and show me what you can do. I don't care. Well, my point being about them is they do got some good guys behind them who knows what the hell they're doing. They're just doing dumb shit with these stupid-ass... They got some stupid-ass talent over there that... I'm sorry. I've watched tapes, and I'm not quoting anybody here, but I have actually watched tapes when there's no fucking body standing around their wrestling ring, and yet they put on their internet. It was a big success. No. If the crowd's not there and they're not into it, then no, it's not a success. But, in their defense, I've only seen it with certain matches. Not every match. When you got guys on, but that's my thing there. If you got a guy on the card and you said he's thinking up the damn place, either one of two things. Put him in there with somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, and if that don't work, take his ass out of there and say, look, here's the deal. You can either come back to school or you can just be on your damn way. We don't need you. You don't need any money. The people obviously don't like you because they're not even watching you, and they don't even stay in their seats long enough to even give a shit when you come to the ring. So, you got to do something. And if the guy, again, they get egos on them. They got guys over there. I've met a few of them. I know a couple of them right now a little personally, especially one who's got nothing but a whole mouth and no heart. And what does he say about his heart? Oh, can bat me on this. I got a heart. Motherfucker, you can say it, but you can't prove it. If you can prove it, you would take the big advice of all time that anybody in this business will give you. The very first thing you hear when you walk through the wrestling school doors, shut your fucking mouth and open your ears. Don't tell me what you've done wrong. I tell you what you've done wrong. Because 9 out of 10, when you tell me, your ass is still wrong. So shut the hell up, quit wasting my time, and listen. Point blank. And they've got a lot of guys over there that's like that. They've let a few guys go that's like that. But my opinion on them, I will tell you this much. I will send congrats out to them, because it don't make a fuck if anybody shows up at their show or not. As soon as they do one show, they're announcing the next show. Then as soon as they do that show, they're announcing another show. So I can't really say anything bad about them because at least they're putting on shows when other people are not. And they're steady running, not letting anybody hold them down, even down the dumbass talent that they do have over there. They ain't letting them hold them back. They're trying to help and push them. So therefore, they keep doing their thing, and they're running the show on a regular basis. So they're doing their thing and trying to get their name and all out there, and they promote like it ain't shit. So I can't say nothing negative about them at all because they're doing their damn thing. Hey, they're doing their thing, more power to them. I give them all the props. They got other things they can change. Don't get me wrong with certain talents. There's a lot of shit with their talent that can change, and they will draw more crowds. I'll tell you that much. That's my opinion. I'll tell you that much. Other than that, hey, they promote, they put shows on, more power to them. I send all the good luck to them everywhere. I send them all best of luck.
All righty, well, Chris Vaughn, I've got one here. And you got to remember, on this show, no one's safe. And I'm going to ask this. Your thoughts, and don't hold back, on your own promoter, Mr. Charlie Lane.
Oh, boy.
Don't hold back. Okay, well, let me see. I think he makes a lot of stupid-ass decisions. I think he'll think one idea is cool, then turn around before he can even put that idea into motion. He's got another idea that's stupid. And then he... but truthfully, in Charlie's defense, he listens to too many damn people. I mean, that's just the truth. Instead of you getting together in a group and saying, this one's going to be the one to help me out, let's sit down and talk about this. He'll get this one on the phone and go, yeah, I love your idea. Then he'll get this one on the phone. Hey, this was their idea. No, that idea is stupid. Let's go with this. Well, you know what? Their idea is stupid. Let's go with that. Then he get somebody else on the phone, and it's the same fucking thing over and over and over. Till eventually, when somebody, not mentioning no names, but at least two guys that I know right now, speak up and say, you know what? Let's get some shit together. Let's sit down. Let's fucking talk. Let's call for meetings. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's scared and don't want to hear it because they ain't fucking heard from him. So these people tell me. They ain't heard a damn thing from him. And then when they finally do, it really ain't nothing, really, but the same bullshit. Hey, everything's coming together. I don't want to hear that anymore. Nobody else wants to hear it anymore. We don't want to hear, hey, it's coming together. We want to hear, okay, it's together. Let's do a show.
Amen.
Brian, do you have any other questions?
I'm going to ask you stuff that's going to be controversy and it's going to be rugged. Okay, in your personal opinion, and I want you no holds barred, all right? No holds barred, and you're a good guy. I met you, and you're straight up, and I can respect you that. What do you think of Southern Alliance Wrestling? What is its goods and what is its bads? I'm not scared. I mean, I actually like it, so bring it.
Okay, no problem. Well, you actually got the talent. I mean, you do got talent down there. I think you do got some guy that wants to be Glory Hogs, who tries to steal shit. I'm not going to say any names. And one in particular of a match that I know very much about that match, you could say I was almost in the middle of that match. Blew a few spots and got a little bit too much shine. And what I mean by that is, you know, when the heel, if the heel is not going over, especially if the heel's not going over, he controls 85, 90% of that match. He gives the guy a couple little comebacks, cuts them off. I did see a couple little parts in a couple of matches, and even shit that supposedly was going, okay, this is what was supposed to happen next, and it all of a sudden didn't happen, the heel gets cut off. I thought that was a little bullshit on certain parts, which was fine. But to me, just a little word of advice, your glory don't come from how much you're whooping somebody's ass. It comes from how much you make that guy look good that he's whooping your ass.
Very good, very good. So that is
aside from that, hey, I enjoyed it. I'd love to come back out there. I'm not gonna lie. But again, though, before you take any kind of opinion on that, or any listeners take any opinion on that, I need to know this. That's in every organization across the whole world. You can watch any tape from here to Japan, anywhere. Somebody, somewhere, match or 2, 3, is going to be fucked up, that guy fucked up and shouldn't have done what he did because it made the other guy look stupid. I mean, that's everywhere. That's all over the place.
Are you talking about my match? You're talking about my match, ain't you?
I said a few matches, and I wasn't calling any names. Now,
well, we don't need to get on that.
We don't really need to get on that. I mean, if we do, then we're going to have a part 2.
Well, you know, I'm not scared.
You know, I'm not afraid of part 2.
Hold on. I'm not scared. And I want the fans to learn this, you know, because I'm going to tell you, from the athletic director that you are,
I'm not, let me correct that. You want to shoot tonight? Let me go ahead and tell you that. I'm no kind of director. I'm nothing but a worker. Because if I'm a director, if I'm a relation talent, I wouldn't have heard from my promoter. Now go ahead with what you were saying.
All right. Well, you know, I look at you that way. And I have a lot more respect for you now that I've met you. You know, but I thrive on being better, and I thrive to be the best that I could possibly be. You know, be in the company, be myself, or what have you. And I've grown up from nothing, and this show ain't about me. I'm wanting to know, I want you to nail it down to a T. I want you to get mean, dirty. I know a couple of my guys, Johnny Humphrey, for instance. He shouldn't. Man, that guy, he's got
I think y'all done shot on him enough on y'all's show. I'll tell you one thing about your match what I really didn't like. It was a lumberjack match, right?
Yeah.
Well, you only come out of the ring once. Colt came out twice. I think it should have been 1 more even, and 2, y'all should have came out of the ring more times on each single side of the ring. But as I can recall, Colt came out on one side, and you came out on that one side as well. Which is fine, but that's what the heels was to strike your ass at. He should have only went out on the face's side. Or your guy's side. You know what I'm saying? It should have played all in it. Every time you come out of the ring, oh shit, there's somebody there to kick my ass. I got to get back in this ring instead of, oh, it's just my buddies. You know what I mean?
I take that. I appreciate it.
Let me end with this part. I'm going to straight up tell you. I'm not being an asshole, but I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. In the wrestling business, there's no certain thing as a perfect match. Something always gets fucked up. But as long as you can cover it up, beautiful. That's all you is. Yeah. That's when you got to learn to cover the shit up. And there's no such thing as a perfect match. I really didn't have a problem with your match. There's a lot of things I would have done different. In Shamrock's match, there was a lot of things I would have done different if I was in that match. I mean, it's just that simple, you know. And the other matches I've seen, like, you know, with your Humphrey thing, I've never really talked to him. So I don't really know a whole lot about him. But I did watch the match. So, there's a lot of But he was with some rookies. He was with my rookies at the time. So, you know, I can't really say a whole lot about that because me personally, if he gets mad at me, he does, but he kind of wrestled like a rookie himself that night.
He's Superman, and I'll give that. But, you know, heart-wise, he's got it. That guy will come work for free. And he knows it all. You know, he knows every bump. He knows, I mean, he kits up. He does all of that, but he just wants to use too much of it and shine too much. And I'm with you understanding that part. My part on why we didn't get out of the ring as much, man, we were half an hour over time in that show. And man, we're going to get it done. Me and Colt's going to go back and drink beer. We know how the night turned out. One of us didn't get to drink beer, but that's all right. You know, I came home.
Well, I can only say personally on Cole's part, that was your fucking fault because me and him got pretty wasted that night and almost went to jail. So I know he drank beer.
I know he did. But anyway, man, I like the promissory. Now, what is the difference in B No Holds Bars between the organization you work for and APW?
Well, one thing right off the top of my head, APW runs every week. Second, the promoter, Mr. J. Eagle, is straightforward with you. He don't jerk you around. He's going to tell you straight out what the deal is and what's going to happen. You know, if he ain't going to pay you, he'll tell you. He ain't fucking paying you. But hey, he'll also tell you got any rookies, give me a holler, bring them on up here. I'll put them out there with some of my guys and see what the hell they can do. Very good training facility. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. That's why he's stable where he's at. But the promoter I work for, let me just sum it up this way. There's only been one show happening so far this year, and that's the only show that has took place, and everything else been in the making since then. And I haven't heard shit from him. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to hook up with Colt and run him and Sassman up to Spartanburg this weekend. We're going there. I'm taking these guys up to APW to get this some more ring time. I mean, hell, another thing that you want to know, between SCW and APW, hell, they're getting ring time at APW. I mean, you want to know the truth about it. I'm not going to lie about it. This may get me in some, well, let's just say, fussed at or someone angry. It doesn't matter. Any which way it goes, hey, you know, I know where I stand. Everybody knows where I stand. I think that's the reason why I haven't got any kind of phone calls. I might wind up getting one telling me to go fuck myself, but there's another difference between telling me to go fuck myself and never work for SCW again than what I actually have sitting over here in my curio cabinet. And so let's just leave it at
that. Yeah, I got the same thing in my curio cabinet.
Oh, you ain't got that?
Well, since Brian won't ask it, I'll ask it. What's the biggest difference between the company that you work for and Southern Alliance Wrestling?
Well, see, you can't really have me to make a thing about that because I've only been out there seeing you guys one time.
Well, off of what you come here and you learned at one time compared to what you learned at, let's say, the one time.
Okay, I got you then. Never mind, Cage, I got you. I forgot. Sometimes you're a little slow. Oh, that's easy. Communication. I mean, you guys may have had a few little bitty perks to work out, but there's been plenty of times I've been in this organization went to the locker room and, oh, hell, we don't know who the fuck's doing nothing. We don't know who's going against each other. Oh, goddamn, is that ring together yet? Oh, fuck, what, wait, how many people's already here? And I'm saying all of this shit's taking place 5 minutes before bell time. I don't remember too many times. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has happened. It's been right there, bam, 7, 8 o'clock hit, bell time, ding, ding, ding. But there's been an ass of time also. That some bitch didn't get started 30 minutes or an hour later, only because nobody was together on nothing, nobody was communicating. And another thing, egos. There's some egos back there, too. But what I mean by that is, I've seen this happen before myself. Somebody goes out and, okay, this is what we're going to do here. Okay, yeah, you go ahead and do that. But then he gets with this other guy and goes, what the hell, we need to sit down and talk about it. Okay, no problem. As soon as he gets back from the ring, we'll sit down and talk about it. Boom, they get in the back, they sit down and talk. And I mean, announcing-wise, and behind-the-scenes guys. No workers, no wrestlers at all. And then go, hey, man, I'm the commissioner. I'm going to go out here and say this and then announce these matches. And dude goes, I already did it. Nobody told me you were going to do it. I already did it. And this dude flies the fuck off the head and wants to start acting like a little crybaby, throwing shit in the back. And trust me, I would love to hate to tell you exactly what this motherfucker's real job is. Because you wouldn't believe me if I told you. You have to just come to South Carolina and see. But start crying like a little bitch. Oh, that ain't supposed to happen. So the dude tries to say, well, hell, I'll go back out and announce, hey, the commissioner's got something to say. And then you go out and announce the fucking matches. Fuck, man, and blah, raising hell over shoulder, ass, and then want to jump up and quit. Boom, leave. Sad part is, all the fucking goddamn hell, you witchy fucking bastards was thrown in there, and we were at a church that night.
Okay, well, that's very well put there.
Communication. Okay, I didn't mean to go off, but you all know the difference. Communication. There you go. At the end of the night, I feel like y'all motherfuckers wasn't on it, but at least it was after the show, not before the show.
All righty, well, thank you.
I'd rather have anything after the show, not before the show, okay? Because, go ahead.
All righty, well, that's very well put there. And, Chris, before we wrap this up, I do want to let our fans know. In 3 weeks, I do believe, I think I just got this hot off the press, hot off from my producers, in 3 weeks, that your part, a guy that you know real well, a guy that you said could back you up a lot on this show, none other than the Outlaw Charlie Colt, will be live again right here on Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling for part 2 of his shoot interview, and it will be a fans Q&A.
Well, I don't know what the hell took you so long to get me on, but I'm going to be on that one. I'm going to ask that dumbass some questions. I want to ask him why the hell you look like Stewie Griffin.
All righty, well, Chris, I'm going to thank you. I'm going to ask Brian one more time. Brian, do you have any more questions for Chris?
You better damn not. I guess we lost his monkey every year. Damn. He checking on his animals.
I think we lost him again. But anyways, that being said, Chris, thank you. I'd like to have you back on for part 2 because I know you didn't get it all off your chest.
No, we haven't. Let's get this set up. Because, I want some fans that they even fucking listen to this. Call in if you got something to talk to me about, ask me about, or want to try to bitch at me about. Call in and talk to me. Hell yeah, call in and talk to me.
All righty. Well, Chris, thank you. And like I say, I'll have my producers get in contact with you, and hopefully, like you said, in 3 weeks, I've got Charlie Colt, so maybe in 3-4 weeks, I can bring you on as well.
Well, I might come back on before him, because I'm more controversial than he is.
Well, that is very well put. And Chris Vaughn, I don't know, but I'd like to have you next Wednesday on our round table, because let me tell you, it's going to be controversial yet again that night. So,
well, Lord's willing, I'll be on that Sunday as well.
All righty. Well, Chris, thank you. Thanks, everybody, for calling in. Since it was only the Outlaw Brian Black. But thank you, Outlaw.
And nobody else got no balls to call in to talk to me.
Well, I guess not. At least not tonight. Nobody had the balls to call you. But
how many stuff we got to do before they have to grow any?
Well, that's very well put there. Well, fans, remember, you just heard it on Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling, where no one is safe, and this is definitely not a family-friendly show, as you can tell. So all I've got to say to everybody on this show is go fuck off.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.